Hey everyone, it's Gildem here. First of all, yes, I'm finally in Dubai, right? You could clearly see I'm like in a bedroom and stuff like that. I'll have a quick vlog plus a few other videos done by next week. The quick vlog will probably just cover the things that between Boston and me coming to Dubai. So make sure you hit that sub button, hit that bell notification, keep it up and everything. And also we have the Eternity giveaway still going on. So make sure you watch the last video and see how to enter. The link is in the description below. So I'll just leave that there. Eternity giveaway that's still going on. All right, let's get to it. All right, so you all saw the update yesterday, right? Balance in the economy is kind of changed, and then there's people that are panicking.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody, calm down.
The farmers are losing it, and the rich keep getting richer. And with all of this, Aina is all laughing at us. So let's get through these points quickly. I do want to just make this a quick TLDR of all of this, what's going on. So I'd like a quick summary video if I can keep this short. If you want a more detailed analysis, I'll probably do that on the stream. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. And a few of the barons have been discussing doing a podcast to cover all of this probably in the next week or two. Once things have calmed down and we can properly analyze everything in one go. All right, so chapter 2, power. All right, so we're going to skip the PvE stuff because we don't care about that stuff, to be honest. All right, we're here for the good stuff, the money stuff. That's what we're here for. All right, so go through this quickly. Spirit shards were designed as an endgame currency that fuels player interactions with the Mystic Forge, whether this is promoting materials, generating unique equipment, or working towards a legendary item. The spirit shard cost reflects a time investment spent engaging in gameplay. Yes, of course. Over the years, we have monitored the acquisition of spirit shards, and we have come to the determination that allowing them to drop from champion loot bags has both devalued them as a currency and also created restrictions on how we use them in champion encounters. So for this reason, we have made the decision to remove spirit shards from drop tables of champion loot bags. They will still be available from other existing sources, and we will be closely monitoring how this change affects the game's economy. So obviously, removing spirit shards is a potential drop from champion loot bags. Yes, this is probably what you're all panicking about, right? Oh no, our farmers are not going to be able to feed their, I don't know who they're supposed to be feeding, but I guess themselves. Now there's a good and bad thing about this, all right? And really to give you a quick TLDR of what this is, yes, there's going to be some maps that are going to be affected. The champion loot bag farms where, I mean, they're already like kind of not worth your time, but this was kind of like the last thing that made people want to stay, and the spirit shards really was a benefit for those. So yes, you'll see silver waste probably die off, which it kind of should. I mean, that's a 5-year-old map at this point. So yeah, it's kind of bad for those people who are farming silver waste. Me, Zushin, Red, and Okaimi, we actually had a podcast with William Potatoes, if you guys remember that podcast. And we discussed how spirit shards were an endgame currency. So I mean, that just goes back years at this point, or like over a year now at this point. So yes, it's not a good hit for people who rely on some of these to make a lot of their items, legendaries, trinkets, whatever, food or sorry, T5, T6 materials. Yes, this is going to be a hit, but I think it's a good hit because now you're going to have less supply of this. That means this market can kind of take a break. I mean, the legendary market, the material market in general has been kind of, I would say, been on a downward trend ever since people watched that podcast. People just jumped on the legendary market, and I mean, it's not even worth it. I mean, to make a legendary now, you're probably losing profit even if you make your own gift of mastery. I mean, it's not worth it. So this honestly gives it a break. Not to say that you should even think of this as an opportunity to get into the legendary market, because no, I would not advise. This is probably a good way for you to now figure out something else. Go expand, go find some other items. I mean, this just goes to show you don't rely on one thing. So yeah, overall, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a good thing. The supply of spirit shards definitely needed a cut, and yes, it will be bad for some people who relied on this heavily, but I think it's a good lesson and overall a good thing for the economy. It will further improve things down the road and help out in the general picture. All right, so there are some items that are being traded now. They used to be account bound. Obviously, the ones that are already account bound to you are going to remain bound, but future acquiring of these items will now be unbound. So a lot of this is just equipment, exotic equipment. This honestly, to just give you a sum of this, this is just basically another way of another market, I guess you could say, to enter. So it's another portfolio to add to yourself that wasn't existing before. So now you can, and not just the market itself of these items. You could also consider what goes into making such items itself and crafting them. Those base materials can also now be further expanded. So it's just another market for you guys to enter. Whether or not, you know, the demand and supply, we'll see how it goes. I mean, these items will take a couple weeks to find out where do they actually stand. Many account-bound, non-ascended food consumables are now tradable. This is also another market. I mean, this update, I don't know why people are panicking. This update opened up a lot of new markets for people. So I don't think this is overall a bad update. I think this is a good thing for the economy. We needed this, honestly. This really had to happen now, because for a while there's been profits being drained from every single thing, because, you know, nobody keeps things a secret anymore. You know, almost everything is there in front of you. And it's not really not knowing something at this point. It's really, are you actually gonna execute whatever you know, right? Are you actually gonna go through whatever data that you have to go through to make that profit, right? So these are just more things for people to now trade in. Cap mount sharpening stones, maintenance oils, and focusing crystals are now tradable. Again, more things to open up to. Exquisite serpenite jewels are now tradable and now have a rare chance to drop from the dragon crystal nodes and thunder at peaks at home instance. Oh, well, yeah, this might not be something. I mean, I don't know, actually. I need to check. I've been actually out of the game for like over a month, so I really don't, I'll have to really see how this works. So yeah, I've been out of the game for a month, so it's been a while for me. I'll definitely have to like keep looking at this. I've seen people starting to buy these up. They were gone up to like 3 gold at some point. I don't know if someone has a master plan. What the hell are they doing? Increase the drop rate of Maguma lilies from jungle plants. Yeah, I saw people instant selling these at this point. I mean, people are trying to cash out of this. So I guess rest in peace to those people that I guess relied on this. Yeah, I don't know. Aether blade enemies now have a chance to drop watch work sprockets directly in addition to blade shards. Okay, that's nice. I mean, there wasn't much to do with these anyway. Watchwork mechanism now requires 250 watchwork sprockets to craft, down from 500. So more supply of these. Linseed oil now requires 15 piles of flax seeds to craft, down from 20. Celestial organ imbued inscription now requires 2 charged quartz crystals to craft, down from 5. All right, so this is just dropping the requirements for these. Okay, so some things are getting a bit of a, I guess, leeway. So some of these items might, you know, you'll start to see more supply of such things since they're easier to craft now. The base crafting time for clothes, metal, wood, and leather refinement has been reduced to 1 second. Oh wow, thank you. This is a big thing. I mean, for anyone that knows that the time it takes to refine thousands upon thousands, we're talking about like, you know, 100, 200, 300 stacks of any of these metal, wood, leather. This does save a lot of time. So this I'm happy with, because yeah, this I'm honestly happy with. I mean, this just saves time, to be honest. This really does save time. Again, this probably won't be a big difference if you're just converting maybe a couple stacks. You'll probably notice it a couple stacks too, but this is really, we're talking bulk. We're talking, you know, you're on 50, 100, 200 stacks of something. This is really where you're going to see the difference. A couple stacks might not make a big difference. A couple stacks honestly takes a couple minutes. Something like 8 stacks takes like, I think, I can't remember now, but off the top of my head, like 5-ish minutes, maybe less. But if you're talking about like 100 plus stacks, sometimes you're stuck there, you know, an hour or something. And so this will make a difference. Yes. All right. Many sources in Living World Season 4 and Icebird Saga mobs that drop golden doubloons now have a chance to drop silver, gold, or platinum. All right, so yeah, silver would be a nice thing. I mean, this is really annoying to get. But yeah, this is, I guess, just another thing that's just gonna drop in or increase in supply. So there you have it. Now here's where we get to the main thing, the infusions, the thing that you guys are all panicking about, which again, it's not that bad. I mean, I think you guys should all just, you know, take a break. right? So increase the drop rate of the charged quartz orichalcum amulet, which contains the Chak extract from the Garen's chest. Increase the drop rate of the festive confetti infusion from the Choya Pinata before it gets away event bonus chest. All right. So yes, I know people are like, oh no, the confetti and the chalk markets are down. Let me tell you something. The confetti and the chalk markets have been down or going on a downward trend since the beginning of 2020. And the reason for that is because ANET over the last 2 years has been doing a lot of bonus box events like world boss events or fractal events that drop a lot of these, right? It used to be only a special event like 4 wins that would be like your big chance to get a lot of supply of these, but over 2019 and 2020 they kept increasing more and more weeks where they celebrate like a week-long event of bonus chests. So 2020 especially, there has been a very huge downward trend for infusions, and if you look at infusions now, usually around this time in January, you're talking about 18k for a festive confetti, 21k for a chalk, you know, and multiple other infusions like liquid beryllium going back to 2.3 or 2.4, and you have like queen bees for 6k. That's not the case for at least some of them. Chalk egg right now sells for 13k as of the video right now, like around this time in January 2021. Your festive confetti can be sold for less than 10k, 8k. Queen bee is actually being sold for around 5k. Liquid beryllium has not changed much. It's like 2.2, 2.3. It's not really that much of a difference. You have the mystic, which still maintains about a 7, 8k value. Overall, I don't think this is really bad. There's been multiple conversations in the past. We're talking about ever since these infusions became a thing. What is the possibility that ANET increases their drop rate? What's the possibility that the infusion market just collapses or falls down or isn't as exclusive as it is or was? And it's not really a surprise. I know a lot of people are shocked like this is really going to drop the infusion market, but really this, like, there's been so many conversations about this being a scenario where ANET does increase their drop rate. So it really isn't a surprise. I guess it's a surprise now because ANET actually pulled the trigger on it, but in the whole picture, this was something that was already expected by a lot of people. People always said like this market at some point will fall down. You know what? And it's not that bad. I mean, think of it now. I mean, we can all look pretty together. We can all look rich. You know, I guess maybe if you look at, I don't know, for me, if I still look at 5 chalk X-Hacks, I'll still be like, that's 5 chalk X-Hacks, right? Like, I mean, or 5 confettis or 5 queen bees. It's still an exclusive thing to get when a lot of people struggle to even make 5k gold in this game. So it's not going to be that bad. I think, yes, there'll be more supply of these, but honestly, that's fine. It's actually better for more people to start, you know, getting into these and expanding the amount of people that can purchase into this market, right? So I don't think overall picture for the infusion market it's bad. It is bad for those who have like 10, 15 of them or 20 of them, and you're talking about like people who have spent maybe 15, 18k at the time for these, or some, yes, some people are going to lose money, but if you've already cashed out of this market, or if you don't have too many of them to begin with, I think you're fine. I myself actually did not manage to, I missed the whole 4 wins in 2020, so I didn't even get a chance to invest heavily into the market because I was busy with real life stuff. So I missed that whole event. And when I came back, I managed to pick up just a few chalk eggs for like 13k or 14k and a few confettis for like around 12k. So maybe I lose a bit of value for me, but it's not that much because I didn't really get time. I didn't even have time to invest in these, so I didn't really, it's not a big loss for me as well. So, but if you did invest more than 18k, then I guess it sucks for you, but overall it's fine for everybody else. Fix the bug that prevented the aura effect of the festive confetti infusion from displaying properly. This has been a lifelong dream. We've been wanting this update for a long time, and a lot of the discussion was the reason why the confetti was always cheaper than the chalk was because confetti usually bugs out. Sometimes if you change maps, or sometimes it just randomly disappears on the same map and people can't even see your confetti, so that you have to re-equip it and things like that. So this is finally a bug that fixed that. So this will finally take care of things. All right, next, significantly increase the drop rate of the harder conjure infusion from the recovered char artifact. All right, so I think this one, honestly, everybody wanted. I don't think there's any complaints for this one because for a while now, nobody knew how to price a Heart of the Conur infusion. They were going as, you know, from 50k, 60k. Cassiano went crazy and started offering people 80k for it. I mean, it really went insane with this infusion. So, you know, I'm honestly, this one is not really too bad of a thing. Obviously, if you have a Heart of the Conur, well, I guess you're not going to be selling it for 80k or 70k anymore. But I mean, there's realistically only a few people who are ever going to be buying them at that price. And probably only one person who really didn't mind buying them anyway at that price. So this is not a bad thing. I guess there's just more supply in the economy. So that's not bad. So overall, the infusions, yes, I mean, it might not look good that chalks and confettis are more abundant in supply now. But it was supposed to happen at some point. It was bound to happen. It's not as much as a shock as it is right now. It's not something that was completely unexpected. Where do I think the markets will balance out for these infusions? I think confetti stays around 8 to 10k as it is right now. Probably might drop a little further. We still need to see by how much they've increased the drop rate. I mean, they could have it could have gone from 0.00000000001, and now the drop rate is same amount of zeros I said before, and then 4. I don't know. So like 0. something zeros and then like 4. So I mean, if you think of it, like, is it really going to be a big difference? We'll see. Maybe chalk will stabilize at around 10k, 12k, what might actually be the new normal for it. We'll have to see if it drops further than that. But yeah, overall, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, more people can get to, you know, show off these infusions. More people can look annoying and, you know, lack a sense of fashion and only just throw everything into an infusion, such as the barons usually. So not too bad. Everybody gets to be or look rich. So overall, infusions, honestly, it's a good update for that. Heart of the Conur, especially, I do think that, you know, there needs to be more supply. This is one of the least farmed events, simply because it takes about like an hour to finish the actual pre-meta events for it, and then to actually do the meta itself. So people usually don't farm the Heart of the Conur chest as much, but this event might slightly, I guess, get people more interested to farming it, which is good. All right, wooden plank consumables no longer usable in dungeons or fractals. Okay, this is just the CC mechanic, so I mean, just learn to play the game for this one. The content preview of faction supply box available from this is kind of useless. I mean, not a big change. Oh wait, it shows the minimum quantities of materials available. I mean, yeah, again, it's not something directly affecting anything, but prismatium ingots are now tradable. I don't think I recognize this currency. Let me just Google this real quick. I don't know what this currency is. Okay, so they're used to craft Commander, Dragon Slayer skins. Why does it go for like 10 gold? Maybe because it's new, low supply or something? How much do these go for? That's enough. 2 silver. 2 silver, but they're account bound on use. Can't actually trade them. What's like their... So their entire... Yeah, so they're new. They came from the patch. Alright, so, I mean, okay, makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so it's a new, I guess, material. I don't even know why we have more materials. This, actually, we don't need. Let's use one of our... Just make use of the current materials that we have, and... You know, honestly, this would be a suggestion for ANET. Don't overflood the game with too many, you know, materials and things. Just use something that's already being used, and maybe let that drain in supply or something. Because a lot of base materials now, like, could use a couple more items that they could be used for. And I think if, like, ANET just focused on, rather than introducing new materials or something with new updates, just use what we already have, and that would kind of help balance supply more, because a lot of things later don't get touched, or they don't get an update where they're used for like months and months, and they just keep accumulating the supplies. If ANET can balance that ratio, I think it would do the game a lot more favors. All right, so that's the update for this video. I hopefully got this done in maybe 30 minutes. I'll see when I edit this video. I know you guys are like all panicking and I don't know what, but some people are not panicking. Some people are actually taking this normally and other people maybe not. The farmers, I think, are the ones that are really stressed, but that's why don't be a farmer. Aim for the stars. Be a better thing than a farmer. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, yeah, champ bags are now a bit more obsolete and they're already kind of like hanging by a thread. So yeah, you know, you'll see like maps like Silver Waste. They might not really have a reason to stay in anymore. You might not even want to farm them. I know a lot of people farm them for champ bags and things like that, and the gold per hour is only 15 to 20 gold. And the spirit shards really is what kept that map as an efficient farm for a long time. Silver Waste has not been a efficient gold farm, but for spirit shards, it really is a fast map to accumulate because it's a continuous cycle for a map. But yes, now this kind of even defeats the purpose of staying in Silver Waste. So if you even have any other reason to tell you to not farm in Silver Waste, that's your reason. Now you can't even farm spirit shards consistently. So this patch kind of put the nail in the coffin for Silver Waste. So that's that. The LS4 train, I don't think it will be that bad. The farm actually heavily relies on XP gain and volatile magic, which also focuses mainly on the T5, T6 output, which funny enough, this patch actually is kind of shooting those things up. Yeah, you know, LS4 train, I don't think gets affected that bad. The fusions probably are the only second biggest hit in this patch after spirit shards. I would say spirit shards has been the main factor of this because a lot more people are dependent on that than the infusions. But yeah, while people are surprised at the changes, again, yeah, there was always been conversations of these getting their drop rates increased and more availability for these infusions, and it's been a conversation for a long time. So this is not really any shock. So it was about time for this market to happen. And honestly, the infusions were heavily inflated anyway. The prices for these infusions were artificially inflated by rich players who, you know, sometimes there was no supply and someone was like, I'll just give you 20,000 gold for a chuck, and all of a sudden that became the price of a chuck. And same with the confetti. And Queen Bee, honestly, surprisingly, even with the amount of people that farm Silver Waste, Queen Bee has actually maintained a pretty stable price, 5k to 6k. It doesn't really drop. Queen Bee's actually still maintained a pretty high value considering chalk and confetti are dropping while Queen Bee is not. But yeah, now everything can be stable now, right? Like you can all look rich, we can all look rich together. It's not too bad. Everything's stabilized in the new market. New people can enter this market. You know, there'll be more supply and demand, and it will all balance itself out, right? So as a wise man once said, the economy can finally achieve equilibrium.
Perfectly balanced, this whole thing should be.
So yeah, that's my quick review for this patch for you. I do plan to discuss this, as I said, more details on the stream. I do have a few things I need to finish up here in Dubai before I can get back to gaming and streaming. Just been a lot of busy things, setting up things in real life for myself, my job, my other things, I don't know. But like, yeah, I've just been setting things up for myself here. I do have a lot of events and contests planned. We've been talking about that, like a lot of plans for 2021 for the game. So yes, stay tuned for all the events and the contests that we have planned for you guys. If you want to join the alliance that I'm working on with that, the link is in the description below. The United Arts of Tyria. We're planning to bring you guys a lot of things, jumping puzzles, more beetle races, Griffin showcase contests, more fashion contests, you know, plenty of things. You guys all know about this stuff. If you want more information, just join that Discord. Link is in the description below. And if you want, you can also join the stream Discord. Link in the description below. Aside from that, you know, just follow the stream. Everything, I'll list everything down. I mean, you know what to do. Follow everything. And don't forget about the Eternity giveaway. The last video I did is the Eternity giveaway. So if you want to go there, you watch the video real quickly and you can find out how to enter. It's pretty simple here. And please do leave a like and a comment on this video. It actually really helps if you can comment on the video. It goes a long way. Until then, I will see you when I see you, and I hope to see all your comments and reviews and maybe your own analysis in the comment section below. But yeah, take care guys. I will hopefully get back to streaming soon.